In the battlefield, when a soldier is out of ammunition, he'll ask his colleague or partner or the soldier closest to him to cover for him while he reloads. In marriage, there are many times you will need to cover for your partner, spiritually, physically, financially, when they are out of ammo. You will not always be pampered. Sometimes you will need to do the pampering. So if you're fixing to get married and you're going there with the mindset that you want somebody who will take care of you, then I'm sorry to say that you're not ready. Marriage is not about you. Marriage is about your partner. If you are mentally ready, physically ready to take on another human being, to be responsible for another human being, another person's life, 100%, then you know you're ready to get married. Many people go into marriage without knowing what marriage is all about. If there's as much as a little trouble, they abscond, they divorce because they are pursuing their happiness. I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. Marriage is not all about you. You have to make efforts to also make your partner happy. If you are right now all about your happiness, please stay out of the marriage institution because you will be happier alone than married. Marriage is not for crybabies. Many times you will need to cover for your spouse. You will need to cover for him or her while they recharge and reload. Thank God for African men. Most of them are brought up with traditional values and they grow up into men knowing that they need to take responsibility of whatever family they are starting. As Christians, we know that the man should be the spiritual head. And even if he is a pastor, does that excuse you from your responsibility? No matter the spiritual position your husband holds, if you are not a praying wife, if you are not serious with your spiritual life, your home will crumble. You refuse to lead the morning devotion. You refuse to pray for your children. You refuse to pray for yourself. You refuse to pray for him. When you're in a place where people are talking falsely about him, even in your family, can you cover for him? Can you shield that man? Can you shield that woman? When she does not get pregnant 2 days after you get married and your family begin to attack her, outsiders, strangers begin to attack her and speak evil against her, can you cover for her? Can you defend her honor? If you're not ready to do that, you're not ready to get married. One of the major turn-offs I had when I was single, and I still have it now, is for men who mock women. You see men sitting there mocking a woman, either her dressing, her makeup or something. Don't you have work to do? I just used to imagine that such men will be the type that cannot cover their wives if they do eventually get married. And I usually pray that God will not allow any of his innocent daughters to fall into the hands of such men. Same with women. Some of you are always insulting men. You have nothing good to say about men and you want to get married to a man? Really? You need to show your covering skills before you get married because you don't learn any special traits in marriage. When he makes a mistake in public, can you cover his honor? Can you make sure his ego is not crushed? Ego is a man. If you have a man that does not have a healthy ego, believe me, you will not do well as a woman under that man. I don't care how old you are or how young you are. If you don't have the ability to uphold his or her honor, to keep respecting them even when they fall from glory, then I'm afraid to say this, but you are not ready for marriage. Because sometimes you will have to be the one to lay hands on that man and pray for him. Do you know that when you take your time to bless your man, to pray for him, to lay your hands on him and prophesy unto his life, there is nothing on earth that can stop him? If you cannot cover for that man, any silly wind of false witnesses or falsehood will be able to bring him down. And I tell you, if he comes down, you are coming down with him. So learn as you are preparing for your marriage that you will need to cover for your wife, you will need to cover for your husband. Because at one point or another in this life, we will all need covering in one form or another. I hope someone has been blessed by this. If you're not yet subscribed to this channel and you love this kind of content, I encourage you to hit the subscribe button, give us a like, and I will see you next time.